Okay. So remember back from our little talk, nouns and adjectives. What's the term when an adjective describes a noun? What's another word for describes that I could say, Genevieve?
Modifies.
Modifies, good. Okay. Now, nouns and adjectives, they do go together, right? They agree? Yes. Okay. Do they have to have the same gender?
No.
No.
Ooh.
Wait,
Yes.
say that again?
Yes. Okay, if a noun and an adjective are to be going together, they have to have the same gender. Okay, and that's why I kind of wanted you guys to get into the habit of looking at endings. All right, we're going to do something with that a little bit later. Hold on to that information. Okay, but pretty much based on the notes that we took last class, if a word ends in US, what gender is that going to be?
Masculine.
Okay, if a word ends in A, what gender is that going to be?
Feminine.
Okay, good. And that's pretty much the rule of thumb, at least for right now. All right, any questions on that so far? No? Okay, let me just make that slightly thicker. And let's choose a nice color. That's fine. All right, number 1, markup. Jack.
Wait, we just do, are we doing like the full markup or just noun and adjective? Because it's
Can you give me the markup?
okay, so novice is subject. So this is subject.
Okay.
S is verb.
Good. Okay, now, out of these words that we marked up, what are the 2 words that are going together? In other words, what are my noun adjectives? What's the nouns and the adjective that's going together? Madeline.
Davis and Semper. So Semper is the adjective.
So semper is just an adverb,
Oh.
just meaning always.
Oh.
So what Dawes is going with something, and it's probably going to have a similar looking ending. So what? Yeah. Okay, so Dawes and Solikitus are going together. Now, what is the gender? It ends in US, everybody?
Masculine.
Masculine, yay. Okay, now, translation. Translation. I'm not going to write it, I'm just going to say it. All right, Tiffany. Davis is always worried. Good.
Anxious, worried.
Yes, anxious or worried. Good. Sorry, if I say, like, if I ask you to repeat, it's not that you got it wrong, it's just that my hearing is actually, like, getting worse. I don't know why. It's kind of worrisome, but that's okay. It's great. Everything's fine.
Hearing aids are a good thing.
Yeah, hearing aids, and now you can get them over the counter, which is also cool. Okay, next. Number 2, multi arbores in agris sunt. Jonathan, what's my markup, bud? Is it though?
No.
Is that, wait, is that a person? I thought it was a name.
Multi?
Yeah.
No. It comes from
Multiple.
multus, multa, multum. And it's got 3 potential forms, which means it's a noun or an adjective.
No.
No,
Oh, adjective.
it's an adjective. Remember, nouns have a specific gender. That gender does not change. Adjectives are the ones that have to be able to change to kind of accommodate whatever gender that noun is going to be. Okay, so multus aum is an adjective. All right. So multi and arbores are going together. So what's my regular old markup? What's my regular old markup? Jonathan, first things first, find my verb. What is it? Sunt. Okay, what am I going to do with in agris? Prepositional phrase, so we circle that. Okay, and do I have a subject? Are you sure? Multi arbores. Say multi arbores. That's our subject here. Okay. What? Now, we don't necessarily know the gender of arbores because it doesn't follow any of those conventions that we picked up on the last class. All right, but what gender is it though? What gender is arbores? We've got multi. It looks feminine, right? So both of these are feminine, right? Multi, that AE ending is feminine. Okay, translation. Arwen,
Which one?
number 2.
Many trees are in the field.
Many trees are in the Field or fields? Technically fields. Fields, it's plural, right? Okay, agris is plural. If it was singular, it would be,
Agree. Or.
It's not agri.
hold on.
It's just being-
Oh my gosh. It's agro, sorry. If it was singular, it would be agro, but it's agris. Okay. Number 3, markup. Amy.
This is the subject.
Good.
And then, this, not subject, the verb.
Good.
Wait, no.
Nope, we're not going to circle anything here. There's no preposition. But take a look at these. Magnam and arborem do look kind of similar. They're going together. And what? We already have one. If it ends in an M, it's probably my direct object. Okay. All right. Now we don't know the gender of arborem. Let's say we forgot it, but magnam is going to give us an indicator. What gender is this pair? Jason? Feminine, yeah. Good. Okay, translation. Monty, can you translate number 3 for me, please?
Sextus climbs the big tree.
Yep. Sextus climbs the big tree, or the great tree. Good. Either of those are acceptable. Yeah, Claire. Why is it feminine? Look at this A. That's going to indicate something, right? Because remember when we were looking at some of the words like Aurelia, feminine. Sextus is a masculine noun, but I'm asking what's the gender of the noun-adjective pair, and my noun-adjective pair is magnam or borem, which has nothing to do with sextus. That's totally separate. If I wanted to say that like sextus, comma, anxious or worried, right, then it would be like sextus solicitus. Then that noun-adjective pair would be.
But it doesn't have to be a gender agreement throughout the whole sentence, not just so that's all.
Right, yeah, gender agreement just has to happen with noun-adjective pairs that are going together, and it doesn't apply to the rest of the sentence, just those 2 words that are matching. Good question. Okay, number 4, markup. King Bo, what do we got?
Where we is the subject,
Mm-hmm.
to is the verb,
Okay.
and the TFSA is the adjective.
Good, defeci is my adjective, and what is this adjective modifying? Good, all right, so these 2 are going together. All right, now based on what we know, what gender are these 2 words, puelai and defeci? Tim? Feminine, good. Okay, translation. Jason Q, what do we got?
The girls are now asleep because no wait. The girls are sleeping because they're tired.
You added a ton of words that are not there. You added a because clause, and there is not a because clause here. All right, so let's stick to what's on the page, right? So the defeci puelai, what are they?
Oh, the tired girls are now sleeping.
Yeah, the tired girls are now sleeping, or the tired girls now sleep. All right. Okay, number 5, Rami sunt infirmi. Markup, please, Jade.
Rami is a noun,
Uh-huh.
sunt is the verb, and the last one is the adjective.
Good, infirmi is my adjective. And these 2 are going together, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so these are our subject. Now, translation. Rob, what do you got?
Branches are weak.
The branches are weak. Exactly. Good. Okay, now this one's a little trickier, but do we happen to know the gender of this noun-adjective pair? Monty?
Masculine.
They're masculine, yeah. Okay, yes, Tim.
Is Rami a name or?
Rami is just the word for, it comes from Ramos Rami, yeah. Although I did go to school with a kid named Rami once. which is kind of weird.
Is he from Southeast Asia?
Huh?
No, never mind.
Is he from the south of Canada? That's what I heard.
Southeast Asia, I
Southeast Asia? He might have been.
think. This is like a really popular name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have been. Interesting kid. Okay, number 6. Sextus ignavus non est. All right, what's my markup? CC. Wait, where are you?
She said Rani is the noun.
Okay, we're on number 6. We're on number 6. Good. Okay, so you're telling me that sextus and ignavus are going together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and those are our subject. Good. All right, what's the gender of sextus and ignavus then? It ends in a US, so Tiffany, what do we got? Masculine, good. Okay, Monty, do you have a question? So technically non would go with est because non is just an adverb and it negates the verb. So you could mark it up like that if you wanted to, that these two things are going together. Okay, good point. Translation for number 6. Suri
Sextus is not cowardly.
is not,
Cowardly.
one more time.
Cowardly.
Cowardly, thank you. Sorry.
Oh, I thought it was
I
lazy.
thought it was lazy.
Okay.
It's the same word.
It's like the same word.
Lazy cowardly.
Is that
I disagree with that.
Sextus is not cowardly or Sextus is not lazy? Is that what
Yeah, that's what the book says.
it gives it?
It's in a lot of very same word in
Let me just double check it.
novels.
Because I feel like those are two very different things, but
Nouns can mean cowardly.
yeah, it can mean cowardly and it can mean lazy. That's really annoying. So yes, you guys are both correct. Good. Okay, Sextus is not lazy, Sextus is not cowardly. Okay. Number 7. Puerum laetum nihil terret. Now, in this sentence, we've got this word here, nihil. It's kind of a weird word. Okay, now up to this point, we've seen words that change endings to indicate whether it's the subject or the direct object, correct? Right? But nihil is one of the very few words that does not change, whether it's the subject or the direct object. So it's always just going to look like that. All right, so
It's nothing.
kind of, yeah, I guess you could think of it that way. So with that being said, you have to use everything else in the sentence to figure out what it's doing or how it's functioning. So, Dora, what do we think? We've got puerum laetum, and the endings go together. They're the same. What do we think that puerum laetum is? Is it going to be subject or direct object?
Direct object.
Direct object, good. Okay, and terret, Dora, what is it going to be?
It's verb.
Yeah, good. Okay, so that means then that nihil, which could be either my subject or direct object, we've already got our direct object, so we need our subject. So it's just going to be the subject. Okay, translation for this chunk. Whom have I not terrorized today? Alice.
What's lightum?
Happy.
Lightum.
Happy. Lightum is happy.
Nothing frightens the happy.
Good. Nothing frightens the happy boy. Singular. Happy boy. Okay. What's the gender of the noun adjective pair? Rob?
Noun. Masculine.
Good. Masculine. Okay. This one's a little bit longer. We got a bit more going on here, but let's go through it. Number 8. Sextus ex arbore cadit et magnum fragorem facit. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, sorry. We're getting to that time where the sun gets low in the sky.
Oh, and also could I,
Sure.
so for sextus, it would be the subject.
Mm-hmm.
For cogit and pocket, those would be verbs.
Good.
Sorry.
It's okay.
For fragorum, Or in the middle of magnum and fragorum, I put dio.
Okay, good. So you're telling me that these two things go together?
Yes.
Okay, good. And we're left with
And
ex
then-
arbore.
What did you say?
Ex
Oh,
arbore.
yeah, I was about to say that's a preposition.
Good, exactly right. Okay, nice. Well done. All right, now, based on this, what's the gender of magnum and fragorem? What's the gender, Clinton?
It would be masculine
Good.
because of the U and
Yep. Um. If it was feminine, it would be magnam, but it's not. It's magnum. Magnam. All right, translation for this chunk. Let's see. Whom have I not terrorized today? Okay, fine. Jason, go for it.
Sextus falls out of a tree and makes a loud crash.
Good. Sextus falls out of the tree and makes a large or loud crash. Exactly. Okay.
So could you say Sextus fell out of the tree and made a loud noise or loud crash?
I would say loud crash. Just try to be as precise, and just be careful. I wouldn't say fell. Say falls because we're still only working in the present tense so far.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay. No worries. Number 9, puellae magnam vocem audiunt. Now, what's interesting is that all of these words are feminine,
Is there any bug?
except for audiunt, right? Puellae magnam and vocem are all feminine, but we need to figure out which ones go together. So what's my markup here? Timjin.
Puellae is the subject,
Good.
audio is the verb,
Uh-huh.
and you circle, and you connect magnum and vocem together and they're direct object.
Exactly right. Well done. Okay, and I just told you the answer. They're feminine. All right, translation. Translation, Madeline. Start with puellae.
The girls.
Mm-hmm. What do? They audiunt. I'm giving you a hint right now. Make it present. They hear a magnam vocem.
Loud sound.
Um,
Loud noise. Loud.
like vocal cords, loud. All right, bail her out. Voice. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on that? The girls hear a great voice or a loud voice. Okay, let's keep going. Not too many left. I think,
You have 5 left.
yeah. I'll just give you the answers for this one. Okay, so puellae and solicitai, right, that noun adjective pair, they're feminine in gender. Okay, so the puellae solicitai, the worrisome or the worried girls, the girls sunt are worried, and they curunt, they run ad sextum, to Sextus. Okay, any questions on 10?
What was the translation?
The girls are worried and they run to Sextus. Because he fell out of a tree and hurt himself, as per usual.
Oh man.
Poor tree.
Poor
He's a
tree.
very good climber.
Possibly. He could be a very good climber. All right.
Not a very.
Oh, not a very good climber? Yeah. Jack.
This is a question for number 8.
Yeah, what's up?
What does fucking mean? I forgot.
Facet? It comes from facio facere feci factus, meaning to make or to do. To make or to do. Yeah, it's kind of irregular too. It's like a weird verb. Okay, number 11. Sextus and salvus, they have the same ending. They're probably going together. What gender are they, everybody? Wow, you sound so enthusiastic. I love it. Okay, there's our subject. All right, Sextus is salvus. What is he? Safe. Lucky him. Okay, now, aqua and calida, they're going together. What's the gender of my noun adjective pair? Yeah, this is exciting stuff, I know.
Wait, what was the translation for number 11? I'm sorry.
Sextus is safe, is 11.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, now number 12, the aqua est calida. What's that?
Water is
hot.
Water is hot. What else could it be? Kalida?
Warm.
Warm, right, depending on whatever. That's what the textbook tells you. Okay, number 13. This one I do want to talk about because this is a grammatical feature that I actually haven't introduced to you yet, but I'd be interested to see if anyone figured it out. Now, necesse est. I think that might actually be part of your vocab, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so necesse est, what does that mean? It is necessary. Okay, now this in Latin is something that we call an impersonal.
What does that mean?
Okay, think of it,
Personal?
it's called right, it's not personal, right? So
Oh, it's
im,
broad? Is that what it is?
I-M.
Yeah.
Like,
Impersonal.
it's a broader thing?
Kind of, so like in the same way that I might say like, it is pleasing, it is proper, it is forbidden, it is not allowed, things like that. Those are examples of impersonals, because the subject is not, it's like it is the subject. Like, what is that it? We don't know.
Oh, I get what you mean.
It's like this impersonal subject. So think of necesse est as one of those, right? It is necessary. What is that it? I don't know. It's just some like random it. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Okay, now when you see an impersonal, I want you to do what I call like anticipatory reading. Like anticipate what's going to come next. When you see something like necesse est, usually what's going to follow it is an infinitive. Okay, and do we have one here, everybody? Quoquere, yeah. Okay, and that kind of just completes it, right? It is necessary. How do we what's the key word for infinitives when we translate them? What's the key word that we use for infinitives? To. Good. Okay, so it is necessary to cook.
The cold food.
Good, and this is our noun adjective pair. Do we know the gender?
masculine.
Good, it's masculine.
Even food.
Even food is masculine, yeah. Which is interesting, because who cooks the food?
Girls.
Yep,
So mostly
That's a
girls.
stereotype.
it is, but in ancient Rome, it was not.
Oh.
Although I will say, no, I think all the textbook series that I've read have the cook be a man, which is kind of funny. It's kind of weird.
They're trying to appropriate things.
All right, so necesse est, it is necessary to cook cold food. All right, any questions on that? No? Okay, so what do we call necesse est, everyone? Impersonal, good. Okay, number 14, pater. This is a little tricky because pater is going with a word here, but the endings don't look the same. What's modifying pater, Timjin? Solicitus, right? So it's all the way over here. And that's totally okay. All right, now based on solicitus, we can tell the gender of our noun adjective pair. What gender is that?
Masculine.
Good. Okay, pater is our subject, invila is a prep, scribit is V. Okay, now, translation. This one I'll take a volunteer for. Clinton.
All right, translation?
Yes, please.
Okay, I didn't do this one, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay. So the solicitus pater, what's
Yeah.
solicitus?
Got what it meant, but I know what Potter means.
Okay, so what is solicitus, Jack?
Worried. Or
Worried
anxious.
or anxious.
So
So
the father writes worriedly.
so just to kind of like get you, so start with solicitus. So the solicitus pater,
The worried dad writes in his home.
the worried father writes in his home. Okay. You could also say the father, comma, worried, comma, writes in his home, right? But can I say that the father worriedly writes in his home? No. If I say worriedly, what does that make the word? Makes it an adverb. And are there any adverbs here? No. Okay, so just be precise, be particular. All right, last one. Cornelia matrem in vila conspicit solicitam. Okay, now we've got a bunch of words that could potentially go together. Solicitam is modifying what? What did you just say? Ma-
Yeah, it's
I heard like Matuam, and I'm like, what?
yeah, I heard something.
Like that, I don't see Matuam up there. I don't think that. Okay, so Salikitam and Matram are going together. What's the gender of these noun adjective pairs? Yeah, good, because it's got an A in it. All right, Cornelia is my subject. This is my direct object. This is a prepositional phrase, and that is your verb. Okay, translation. Monty.
I'm not sure. In the house, the worrying mother catches son of Cornelia.
Careful, trust your markup. So we've said the Cornelia is my subject. So in the house,
The house,
start with Cornelia.
Cornelia
Conspicuous.
catches sight of
The Solikitam
the
Matram.
worrying mother.
Good. Yeah, it's okay. Trust your. That's why I have you guys mark up. Always trust.
What would the translation be?
So
Cornelia sees her anxious mother in the house.
yep, Cornelia catches sight of the anxious mother in the house, or in the house. Cornelia catches sight of the anxious mother. Okay.
Oh wait,
Yes.
so is the mother in the house or is Cornelia in the house?
Tis indeed ambiguous. I don't know if the mother or Cornelia is in the
Well,
house.
they're
But
both in the house, but Cornelia sees her in the house. I feel like maybe she's cooking, but she sees her in the
it's
house.
possible. Well, you're gonna read about it in a little bit. Jack.
Okay, for this, for Vila, we would rather have us, because you say like precise, we'd rather have us say house or house.
I would just say, to not think about Pockmark. I would think to just say house. You could just say house. I mean, technically, there is another word for house that we also use sometimes. It's this. Whoops, that is not a C. That is, though. Okay, same in Spanish. Casa, right? So that is also a word for a house. You can also use the word for home, which is domus, right? Where we get the word domesticated from. If you're domesticated, you are of the home. Okay, but also villa is interchangeable with these. So some form of a house I'm cool with. Yeah, Clinton.
May I get water?
You may, but you must be careful because I don't want any drowning.
I might drown. I think I need water wings instead.
Fair.
What if you got like little arm floaties?
That would be easier down here. I might just be
I think that'd be more convenient actually.
Perhaps. Okay, any questions on these 15 sentences? No? Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording.